guys, today we are here to chat lip liners, and I don't know about you, but I have just been so obsessed with lip liners lately. There have been so many good releases and so many good colors, and I've just been loving using lip liner to really enhance my lip look, my lipstick, and just my overall vibe. I really love using a lip liner that's a shade or two deeper than my lips to really enhance them. It helps me wear nude lipsticks that are kind of concealery, helps keep lipstick in place, helps it last longer. So I've got a whole bunch of lip liners, both from the drugstore and high end, that are great for overlining your lips, for doing an ombre lip, just for straight up lining them, or some that can be worn on their own. So let's go ahead and get started. First, let's chat about, I think, the first lip liner that ever really stole my heart, and it was high end. I never thought I would purchase a high end lip liner because it just seems like one of those items that it's like, why spend the money? Like, you really don't see a difference, but this was the first time I actually saw a difference. They are from Makeup Forever. They are the Aqua lip liners. These are said to be waterproof. I would totally agree with the longevity of these. They are crazy long wearing, retail for $24 Canadian. There's like 40 different shades, which is insane. I actually tried out one of these because it came in my Give Me Some Lip kit, one of those Sephora favorites, and I was like, oh damn, this is really good. So the first shade I ever tried was in 3C. It's just this gorgeous nude shade. I love wearing these on their own. They're definitely matte. It's not like the most comfortable, but you can totally wear these on their own. You can blend them in with other lipsticks. They have amazing wear time. And then I ended up picking up the shade 14C as well, which is a little bit more of a pinky shade. I love combining these two together, and they're just so good. Definitely worth the money. I do want to note that these have 0.04 ounces of product in here. I thought I would mention the amount of product as well, because it's just something I don't always consider, because you look at the packaging and you kind of assume that it has a lot or it has a little, but packaging can be very deceiving. So I will let you know the prices and amount for every lip liner that we're chatting about. A product that I think is totally comparable comes from ColourPop. These are their lippy pencils, which are their lip liners. These retail for $5 American, and they have 0.352 ounces in there. These are fabulous, so creamy. You can easily just use them as a lip liner, but I love wearing these all over my lips, and I especially love using these for like a more ombre lip. So if I'm trying to make a lipstick work that may not normally work, something very light, I love going in with one of these neutral shades, putting it on the outside of my lips, and then just running that lipstick in the middle. Gorgeous. I'm obsessed with the shade Bound, which I currently cannot find. It's in a purse somewhere. Actually, a lot of these I had to go like dig out of bags and purses, but I love that shade. I've been loving BFF3 lately, which interestingly enough about this, which I think is kind of cool, it's supposed to be like a best friend forever lip liner. So 3 is the deepest, and then depending on your skin color or what you're looking for in the color, there's a BFF2 and a number 1 as well. I love the shade Grunge. I love the shade Lumiere. These are just beautiful and a huge shade range. In keeping with the theme of affordable, let's talk about these little nubbins. They are well loved. These are the lip liners from Essence. I feel like these are pretty much a cult favorite from the brand, but if you've been kind of hesitant about Essence or you're not really sure, I know when I first saw it at Shoppers Drug Mart, I was like, I don't know, like, it's so cheap, it can't be good. It looks slightly juvenile, but holy crap, these lip liners I think are the best thing that they do. The shade Satin Mauve and also Soft Berry are my absolute favorites. I actually haven't tried any of the other colors, but these are just so perfect, again, for that kind of ombre look. They just pair with so many different kinds of lipsticks. Super creamy. These retail for like $2–3 depending on where you're picking these up. They come in 8 different shades. Here in Canada, they are available at Shoppers Drug Mart. Also available, they have an essence.ca, I think it is. They've got an online store for Canada and the United States. And in the US, they should be able to be found at Ulta, but these are just such a win. If you are not huge on lip liners, or if you go through lip liners very quickly, these are a great option because they're so affordable. New from Buxom are the Plumpline lip liners, and Buxom has been known for a lot of their plumping products. I mentioned these on Snapchat not long ago, and someone asked if they had like a burny, minty feeling. Not at all. Basically what they're trying to get at with the plumping thing is that you can kind of overline your lips. That's what I'm assuming anyways, because it has like a bit of a chunkier tip on it. That's actually what I'm wearing on my lips right now, just this one in the shade Anonymous Allure. But they've got a little bit of a chunkier pencil head, and it's not so much that you wouldn't be able to line your lips and just do that and go in with a lipstick, but a lot of the other products have a much smaller tip. So if you're doing any like precision work, overlining, that is just something you're going to need to be a little bit more careful with. But they do come with like a nice little brush on the other end if you want to feather them out, blend them together. Super creamy. These are also really long wearing. I wore this one to work a couple days ago, and by the end of the day it was still on my lips. It had dried a little bit, but I didn't touch it up and I didn't apply a balm just to check on the longevity, and I was really impressed. There are about 20 different shades in the range, so there should be a little something in there for everybody. They retail for how much? $20 Canadian. Had to check my little Sephora website open there, and there is 0.07 ounces of product in here, so a little bit more than a lot of the other lip liners, and they do act as a lipstick. So $20 at Sephora for a lipstick is kind of a good deal when you think about it in comparison to a lot of the other products, and these totally act like a lipstick. So if you're looking for something that is very versatile, creamy, these are great. Also new at Sephora from Bite Beauty, these are the lip pencils. These are fabulous. They have about 20 different shades, retail for $20, and there's 0.05 ounces in here. Great shade range, a ton of neutrals, nothing super bright, but these are quite new to their line, so I assume they're gonna release a bunch of brights as well. These are more of a traditional lip liner, but they're still not dry and pencil-y, if you know what I mean. There's just some lip liners that you could never imagine rubbing all over your lips without them getting like all chapped and dry. These still blend nicely, they can be blended together, but I wouldn't recommend just using them on their own. You may have seen on Instagram I posted a lip look with them, which was super cool. I blended the two of them together, did like a reverse ombre, had a ton of fun with that. I had no problem putting them all over my lips. These are best used personally for me just as a lip liner, for doing an ombre, for making a lighter lipstick work. I wouldn't really put it all over my lips unless I'm going to put a balm over them, but these are gorgeous. A cruelty-free option as well if you're looking for one, and again, $20 doesn't really hurt so much from Sephora. You do get a decent amount of product in here, and they are a great Canadian brand. I feel like I'm just like segueing all over the place because back to another Canadian brand, but these are the Annabelle Big Show Gel Lip Liners. If you're looking for an option similar to the Makeup Forever, similar to the ColourPop, because here in Canada it's harder to get your hands on something that you can easily go grab, these are a great option. I will say that they are like 20% less creamy than the Makeup Forever or the ColourPop, because those are insanely creamy, but these are still gorgeous. I really like these. My only qualm with them is there's only like 6 or so shades in the range, and they really don't have one of those like perfect shade for my skin tone that's like a little bit deeper that I can really use super versatilely, if that's a word. But these are great, creamy. They're like $7, I think. You can find them at Walmart. You can find them at Shoppers Drug Mart as well. And there is 0.042 ounces in here, so about average. Again, another pencil that you can sharpen, and these are great, easy to pick up. I don't believe that Annabelle is available in the United States, but if you have seen it, let us know down below. Back to Essence, they have a new lip liner out. This one is one of the retractable styles. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with retractable lip liners. Some of them are really good, and then others dry out incredibly fast. So these are really good. I've only had this one for a little while, so I'm hoping it's not going to dry out on me. It is the Long Lasting Lip Liner. There's about 8 or 9 different shades in here, and they'll retail for about $2 or $3. I actually don't know because I can't find them online, and this one was sent to me from Essence, but I used this in my recent trying out new drugstore makeup video, and I really liked it. It is creamy, not something that I'm going to wear all over the lips, but again, something super easy, incredibly affordable. The only potential issue here, and this is something that I've noticed with another retractable lip liner that I'm going to mention, is there's only 0.008 ounces in here, so substantially less product in here. It depends on how much you're going to be using it, and consider the fact that there's not much product in it, and it's not super expensive, but at the same time it's something to keep in mind. Another retractable drugstore lip liner from Wet n Wild. This guy retails for about $3.99, I believe. Here in Canada, I've gotten so many questions about Wet n Wild in Canada, and I mentioned this in my trying out new Wet n Wild makeup, which I will link to down below. It kind of gives a bigger explanation, but basically a lot of the retailers here in Canada don't want Wet n Wild. It's not that they don't want to be here. They want to be here. They obviously want to be here and make money, but the retailers don't want them. They will not give them the shelf space. So basically, if you want Wet n Wild in Canada, contact your local retailers. We can start a petition or something, because like they've got some new great stuff and it's not fair. But anyways, let's talk about the lip liners. These are their gel lip liners from the Perfect Pout line. Really creamy. They've got the retractable style, but as I was mentioning about that Essence one, again, these have 0.008 ounces in here, so that seems to be potentially a standard for these retractable lip liners. Not a ton of product in here, but again, I don't really run through many lip liners, although I'm starting to get through those Essence ones because I use them so much. But these are really nice, really affordable. They've got a good shade range in here as well. Another lip liner that's very comparable to one like the Makeup Forever, the ColourPop, is NYX. And they make an eyeliner in this formula, which I love. It is creamy, it's beautiful, great for the waterline, lower lash line, all over the lid as a base. Amazing lasting power. I actually have a very old video in this like Spend It or Save It series that I did. Let me know if you'd like to see that revived. But I put it to the test against the Urban Decay eyeliner, and they do exactly the same. If not, the NYX is a little bit creamier. So I was so excited when they came out with this lip liner, and the name is a mouthful. It is the NYX Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a turn on waterproof extreme color lip liner. And then in brackets, it literally says, this lip liner is so good, the name had to be this long. Fair enough. I like that they own up to it. I love when people have fun with their packaging. If you want to shorten it up, it's the NYX Slide On Lip Liner. But again, these have that same creamy formula. I think you could get away with wearing it on its own. You might want to wear a balm. It's not as creamy as the ColourPop. The ColourPop, I would say, is like the creamiest. But these are really nice, a little bit more accessible than the ones from ColourPop anyways, because you don't need to order them online, and they come in 28 different shades. So something in there for everyone. They've got some really brights, some neutrals, reds, purples. NYX is really good for doing color like that. And then these include 0.042 ounces. Lastly, let's finish it off by coming back to Makeup Forever. These are new to their line. They are the high precision lip liners, and these are like a traditional lip liner. They have wood, they are sharpenable. So I wasn't really sure how I was gonna like these, because that is a lip liner that I'm used to, that I remember from years ago when I started in makeup, and I was like, oh, all lip liners are dry and horrible, and this is just the way they are. But that's not the case, and it's not the case with these guys either. I think the reason that they're called the high precision is so that you're able to do actual precision work on your lips, be it overlining, a super crisp line. They are like just hard enough that you can do that, but not in the sense where they're going to drag or pull across your lips, because not everybody wants a super creamy lip liner. That's something that I prefer, but in general, I assume even if you don't want a creamy lip liner, you don't want something that's going to like be dragging on your lips as you're trying to pull it across your face. So these are perfect. Retail for $22 Canadian. There's 0.04 ounces in here. They only come in 8 different shades, which I find odd, and I've noticed that with a lot of Makeup Forever's launches lately, like the acrylics, their new liquid lipsticks, very small shade ranges. So I don't know if they're just like trying out different things. They're releasing a lot of products and not a ton of shades. But anyways, long-winded, there are a bunch of great neutrals in here, so you should be able to find something to match your skin tone. And before we close this all up, why don't we chat about a few lip liners that I don't like and do not recommend. The first are actually, they used to be my favorite lip liners before I knew what else was out there. These are the NYX Lip Liner Pencils. They're just their traditional wooden pencil. They're fine. They're a little bit drier than what I personally would prefer. They're not the worst thing in the world, but they're just not that good, and I prefer those other options so much more. And there's definitely affordable options in there if you're using this and dissatisfied with it, but you don't want to pay a ton more. I definitely recommend those over this. And then these from Tarte, they are the Tarteist lip liners. These were insanely bad. I don't know if it was just the holiday kit that I got them in, but they were so dry, they cracked off. You could barely even line your lips with them, let alone put them all over your lips. And these were just such a huge, huge disappointment. So there you have it. Those are my favorite and 2 of my unfavorite lip liners. Let me know down below what your favorites are. I am such a lip liner junkie lately. It is so weird. I don't know what happened, but I'm so into it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!